Shalom. It's Jeremiah Yakol. Before we start off, I want to give praises to the Father and the Son. Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushua, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushua, Barakatah Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua, Bahashem, Rakakadash. Yahweh to the people ignorantly called God, and Yahushua to the people ignorantly called Jesus. So-called blacks, so-called Hispanics, so-called Native Americans, you are the Hebrew Israelites. So today we're getting to Amos 8 and 11 through 12. It says, Behold, the days come, saith the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, that I will send a famine in the land, not famine of bread, nor a thirst for water, but of hearing the words of the Lord. Meaning, the prophets isn't going to be prophesying and, teaching forever. Or just like as of today, as of right now, you can go on YouTube or these different platforms and learn and watch videos of truth. But, a time is coming when, you're not going to be able to do that. And, also, it's also going to be a actual famine. You look at what's going on in Gaza right now, man. Seeing stuff like that's coming to Mystery Babylon, man. Verse 12. They shall wander from sea to sea, and from the north even to the east. They shall run to and fro to seek the word of the Lord, and shall not be able to find it. You're only going to know what's going on and what's happening if you have a man of the Lord, around you doing shit hitting the fan, telling you why this is happening and what's going on. And what's to come, after this. But everybody else, all the heathens, even majority of Israelites isn't gonna know, what's going on. It's like they're going to be, lost, confounded in a way. That's why, it's important to, learn and push this truth while you still can. Because, boom, let's say, EMP hit, the power goes off. You're not going to be able to get this truth. You're not going to be knowing what's happening, what's going on in the world. And on top of that, Esau Edom could shut down the internet. And then if you notice what countries do when it's a lot going on in the country, like during the wars and things like that, they shut down the internet so people can't be sending videos and stuff like that to, other parts of the world because they want to contain everything. It's like, the time to get and push this truth, is now. Because, you won't be able to push and learn this truth, forever. Time is, very short. Look at everything that's happening in the world. We in the midst of World War III. You got the mark of the beast is on the scene. And, the tensions with this third world is only growing and growing and growing. And a lot of people don't know that there's a thing, called the EMP, electric magnetic pulse. To where a country like Russia, China, or North Korea could send an EMP and it detonates, in the sky of the U.S. And it basically fries and kills, all power. And boom, just from the power going out, you got shit hitting the fan, all hell breaking loose. And that's what's coming, man. Shit hitting the fan. The scriptures say that Jacob showed me the worst time period ever on the face of the earth, man. So it's mean that it's a lot that has to happen, a lot of devastation, a lot of plagues. Us being in the end, we should expect shit hitting the fan. Really, if we keeping it a buck. EMP really could hit any day. To if you be of the Lord's will. That's why it's important to stay circumspect and to also measure the times. See what prophecies have come to pass and what prophecies we're still waiting to come to pass. And famine of the word is one of them prophecies that's we still waiting to come to pass. But if you look at all the other ones, World War III is here and it's gradually escalating and building. Mark of the Beast, which is those mRNA jump shots, are here on the scene and they're doing their damage. So like a lot of people say that we're still waiting on the mark, but it's already here. Brothers don't catch no heat from, these devils for talking about that chip, that grain of rice. And do a video talking about the mRNA jump shots and, see how that goes. You don't get a video taken down of talking about the grain of rice chips, but as soon as you mention the Rona using code words, they flag your video to try to take it down, That's a sign right there. This is verse 13. In that day shall the fair virgins and young men faint for thirst. Famine is coming on a mass scale level, man. It says, for many of them that dwell upon the earth shall perish of famine. And and what can attribute and what can cause that famine? The power going out. And the power going out also correlates with famine of the word. It's like they go hand in hand in a way. But with that, hope this lesson was edifying through spirit and power. Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. All praises unto Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. Until next time, Shalom Yashala.